China's growing influence in the Indo-Pacific region has been a key of concern for Quad, which is a bloc comprising India, US, Australia and Japan. Now, in a big move to counter Beijing, the foreign ministers of Quad members have jointly agreed to build a port in Fiji. Now, why is this so significant? Well, this is Quad's first ever joint infrastructure project since its inception. Australia's Foreign Minister Penny Wong described it as the strongest ever commitment from Quad and highlighted its importance for Fiji.
We are also today announcing the strongest ever commitment from the Quad to the Pacific through the Quad Ports of the Future partnership, where we are launching a pilot for port infrastructure in Fiji. And I was in Fiji just a couple of weeks ago, and I know how important this will be to that country. It's a practical demonstration of our collective ability to deliver high-quality, resilient infrastructure in partnership with the region and in response to Pacific priorities.
But why Fiji? Well, Fiji is a key country in the Indo-Pacific region, and it is strategically placed between US and Asia. Being one of the 3 Pacific islands having a military, China has steadily ramped up its influence here. For instance, it is Fiji's 3rd largest trading partner, with their bilateral trade reaching $534 million in the year 2024. Well, China has also heavily invested in Fiji's infrastructure, completing over 20 projects as part of its Belt and Road initiative, which Fiji joined in 2018. Considering that 60% of the global maritime trade passes through the Indo-Pacific, well, the Fiji Port Initiative is seen as a concrete attempt to keep a check on China and avoid a potential Strait of Hormuz-like situation. Owing to the virtual closure of this strategic waterway, well, the world is witnessing a major energy crisis. This development is also vital from a security perspective, given that China unsuccessfully tried to develop the Black Road military base in Fiji back in 2018. And this is not all. Last year, Fiji's PM Sitiveni Rabuka strongly opposed China setting up a military base in the Pacific Islands. And during the meeting, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio highlighted why maritime security in Indo-Pacific is so vital.
The reason why maritime security is so important, beyond the fact that current events remind us of what can happen when maritime security is impeded, is the fact that 60% of global maritime trade passes through the Indo-Pacific. And it's a vital national interest, not just to the 4 countries represented here today, but to dozens and dozens of countries, countless countries around the world.
Well, this drew a scathing reaction from Beijing, taking a swipe and swipe at Quad. China opposed formation of exclusive small blocs. It also cautioned against undermining trust among regional countries. Tuesday's meeting of the Quad foreign ministers was the 3rd such gathering of this group since September 2024. On this occasion, they also launched the Indo-Pacific Maritime Surveillance Collaboration Initiative. This will enable Quad partners to access real-time, unclassified satellite tracking data to combat illegal fishing, trafficking and ensure a better humanitarian disaster response. Well, Quad has also announced a critical minerals initiative to enhance the region's economic growth and security. As part of this, the bloc will invest $20 billion to bolster critical mineral supply chains. They pledge to implement coordinated measures to address unfair trade practices and improve use of critical minerals from e-waste. On the sidelines of the Quad summit, India and US signed a separate framework on securing of supply in mineral and processing of critical minerals and rare earths. While Quad seemed to have lost a bit of momentum after failing to hold a leaders' summit last year, today's meeting of the foreign ministers make it apparent that it remains a crucial grouping to deter China's expansionist tendencies.